that. Okay. Okay. I really should get this set up before this, but I don't do that. Okay. Alright, let's wait. Okay. Hello. Welcome to my weekly live. Oh, I'm so new to TikTok. Okay. Welcome to my weekly live stream, everyone. Okay, so if you are new here, I always do a quiz at the beginning. I talk about pop culture, and then I talk about things going on in my life, and yeah. So today, my quiz is, who is your book boyfriend? I love to read. So there are 8 questions, so I'm usually just talk to y'all while I do this. Yeah. So how are y'all? I hope the comments are on, because YouTube likes to turn my comments off, and I don't like that. So how are y'all doing? How's y'all's week going? Okay, I'm taking this quiz. So okay. So I have had a crazy week. I had a doctor's appointment today, and that was just like my annual like checkup thing, because I do take medicine, and the dosage of the medicine, I have to go every 6 months just so they can like check up on me and everything. So it was just like a regular checkup. Yeah. Okay, we finished the quiz of the week, and it is, who is your book boyfriend? Please be someone I know. And I swear if I hit Aaron! I got Aaron Warner. Yes! I freaking love Aaron Warner. He is my husband. My baby. I love him so much. I cannot believe I got Aaron Warner. Guys, I'm so excited. Like, y'all don't know how excited I am about that. Probably a little too much. Anywho, so let's talk about pop culture. So much has happened. So much drama, so much crazy stuff. So let me go look up, I always go on my, T channels so I can see, so I can like go in order, I guess. That's what I try to do, is go in order of everything, because, that's what I do. Okay. I need to turn my volume down on my computer. Okay, let's go. So, okay, so let's talk about the pop culture, what's been going on. So there's been a lot of stuff going on with Mongu? I thought it was Mojo. I don't know. Mongu, Mojo, I don't know. Tana, and then Rosanna Pansino. I personally, this is really crazy, so let me tell you exactly what happened. So basically there's this like show called Escape the Night, and it's kind of like a mix between reality TV and scripted TV. And, well, reality TV is scripted, but I mean like non-scripted and scripted, right? And so Rosanna has been on there for, I want to say like almost every single season, and Tana has been on there a season, and then she just started, it was in this season or is gonna come out soon, which is a whole thing, because she constantly says, she's like, oh, Joey, who the creator of the show, is my friend, and I did this to help out a friend. But then she also like exposed almost everything about the show before it's even come out, before it was even announced to the public that there was another season. She was talking about this. She's been really rude, so she's been very horrible. But basically, Tana started coming out about all these things that happened, and am I doubting when she's like saying that all this stuff happened that people were creepy to her? No. But what I'm doubting is she's exaggerating a lot of things. She's like, I was chained to the ceiling. And Rosanna Pansino shared a video. Rosanna Pansino is like 4'10", okay? She's shorter than me. And when she was like reaching up at the chains, chains, they're literal plastic, and you just held on to them. Like, she could touch the floor. So it's not like she was like chained to the ceiling or anything. Literally, Rosanna could touch the floor, so it was guaranteed that Tana could. And so many things happened where she was just exaggerating, and Rosanna was coming out and, fact checking and be like, hey, that's false. I have proof of this, and talking about it. Well, then Tana started bringing up Rosanna. So Rosanna, this is legal, by the way. So you can turn someone's ashes into a cannabis plant, which, if you don't know, is, I don't think I can say it, so if anybody knows sign language, you know that's WEED. That's what it turns into. So you could smoke it. So she smoked her dad, and her dad only passed like a year or two ago, so it's still very, fresh and everything. And Tana started then going after her for smoking her dad, and going after her dad, and her calling her criminal because she thinks that it's illegal, which it isn't. It's perfectly legal. Saying she's a criminal. Called her can't say it, so CANABLIE is what I think. I think that's how you spell that. So if y'all get that. She was calling her that. She's basically calling her, no, I can't say that either. YouTube is like so touchy with their words, so I'm like, can't say this, I can't say that. I have to ASL it. But basically, she was like, going after her, calling all these names, and that made Rosanna like really mad about it. And so Rosanna then started did she get a little heated? Yes. And so there was just many back and forth like podcasts and video episodes. It was just a lot. Truly, I think this should have been handled offline because it started getting really heated, and we were like, okay, let's stop. But what is getting me is how everybody's going after Rosanna for being a mean girl. And it's like, okay, I was like, no, because if somebody if my dad wanted me to do that, I would do it. And if somebody started coming after me for honoring my dead dad's wishes, I would simply turn up at their house and punch them in the face. That is simply what I would do. So simply, I'm just like, honestly, Rosanna's so in the right. Like, I don't think she did anything wrong. Do I think she got a little heated and maybe should have been like, hey, this is getting heated, this is becoming a lot, maybe I need to stop making videos about it, handle it offline, and then we'll come back online and be like, hey guys, we handled it offline and this is what happened. Do I think she should have done that? Yes. But in the moment when emotions are high, yeah. So that's just been a lot. She's been very emotional because of everything that's happened, which, again, I totally understand because of, like, what she was doing. So, anywho, yeah, it was just a lot, and honestly, the clips that I saw from Tana's podcast, it was bad. It was really bad, okay? So, yeah. Okay, now let's get into more pop culture. I'm pulling stuff up. Come on. Load. Thank you. Alrighty, so here we go. Okay, so the Jonas Brothers. I'm not a Jonas Brothers fan, not my people, but so apparently they had some concert coming up, and I think the concert was in it was either a week or a month away. This literally was, I heard about this 5 days ago, so I can't remember the details. But then they sent an email out and a video out saying, hey guys, just FYI, something came up. They said unforeseen circumstances came up, so we're canceling the concert. you know, so sorry, when we reschedule, you know, your tickets will be refunded. But what a lot of people were having issues with is, well, you know, they were like, we took time off work that we can't get back. You know, we paid for hotels that we most likely can't get the money back for. We paid for planes, you know, that they most likely can't get the money back for. They made reservations or bought outfits. And so a lot of people probably spent a lot of money for this concert, and they can't get their money back. And so they just said that for unforeseen circumstances, they couldn't do it. But apparently this happened like I think this was like a year or two ago, where apparently they were gonna have a concert or something, and then they canceled it because something else came up, and that something else was performing at like on like ESPN or something. So it was like, people are just thinking that like they're really upset because this has happened so many times where they will drop them for a different opportunity, and they're just, you know, wondering, okay, what's the next, you know, what are they doing next that they dropped us for? So they're in a lot of backlash right now because of that. And honestly, I would be really mad, because if I'm paying so much money for the tickets, for a plane, for a hotel, for an outfit, you're taking time off work, time that you cannot get back, and just for the celebrities to be like, hey guys, unforeseen circumstances happen, so we're just gonna cancel it. We don't know when we're gonna, you know, reschedule, but we will reschedule it, but then like you're gonna have to spend all that money again. You're gonna have to take time off work, or maybe you're gonna have to take time off work. You're gonna have to, you know, get a hotel, get a plane. You're gonna have to, you know, get there, eat, and everything. And at the end of the day, or you just don't go again. Sell the ticket. You could get a lot of money. Just saying. Because honestly, I would be really mad. Yeah. So Millie Bobby Brown has been getting a lot of hate recently. I think I talked about this on last Tuesday's live stream. I think so, yeah. So basically, she responded to everything. So basically what's going on, people were bullying her really badly about her looks. She's only like 21, and people were like, she doesn't look 21, she's aging horribly, this and that. And I truly think she does look her age. And what I think is the problem, and this has happened all the time with like child stars, is when you like grow up with somebody, so like they've been on your TV since, you know, you and both of you guys were like practically the same age, or, you know, they were a little older than you, or they are a lot older than you but still a teenager. You kind of have like that parasocial relationship, and you kind of look up to them. So when they do start growing up, it's hard for you to get that child image out of their head, and I think that's what was happening with Millie Bobby Brown. Millie has been on, how old was she when they started Stranger Things? Hang on. How old was Millie Bobby Brown? She was 12 years old. Guys, she was 12 when Stranger Things started. She's now 21. I think. How old is she now? Hold on. How old is she now? I can't remember. 20, yeah, she's 21. So, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it's been 9 years since Stranger Things started. Whoa, that is crazy. So it's been 9 years. So when you kind of like grow up with someone and it's been 9 years, you expect them to look the same, but they don't. And what I think it is and this opens up a whole can of worms of a conversation that nobody really has nobody talks about, is I don't think she's had any work done. And I think the media is so desensitized to what a normal 21-year-old looks like. Because at 21, most of the time they've had like Botox, lip filler, a nose job, a BBL, like whatever it is. And I don't think she's gotten any work done. And if so, it's really small. Like, because like I'm looking at her right now and she totally looks like a normal 21-year-old to me. Like, and so I literally saw, I think this was like 2 days ago or yesterday, like ABC was on and they were sitting there just criticizing her. And I was like, what is wrong with you? Why are you, a 40-year-old woman, criticizing a 20-year-old? Like, one, it's just weird because like everybody's criticizing her. It's always in their 30s and 40s, which nothing wrong with that age. But the age gap, they're like, oh, look at that. Like, I didn't look like that when I was 20. And it's like, yeah, you look like you were 10. It's just like, they're like, I didn't look like that. She just looks so bad. And so she finally made her video responding, and she was like, hey, she goes, I've seen what y'all are saying online, and I think it's hateful. She basically shut it down and was like, y'all need to stop. This is bullying. She goes, and she said what I said, like, the reason y'all are thinking this is because I started Stranger Things when I was 12, and, y'all have, watched me grow up, but y'all don't want to grow up with me, so it's a whole thing. So, it was a whole thing. Another thing is David Dobrik still doing his podcast. The audacity that this man has to exist is a lot. It's a lot. If you guys don't know what happened, basically, David Dobrik, he is literal trash. That basically is not, no, I'm gonna explain it. But so basically, he did he's like a Mr. Beast almost. Like, he did stupid kitty challenge videos. And one of them was like hanging on a crane. And I'm pretty sure that they had what are those blow up mat things that like firefighters use to like help people get out of buildings and stuff? They had one of those, so if they fell from the crane, like, it wasn't gonna like kill them. I can't say that. It wasn't gonna injure them. So, basically, his name is Jason. He was, like, one of his buddies. Well, David decided, so basically, he made it seem like on the video, he decided in the moment that he was going to move the crane while they were still hanging on. And what happened was Jason actually flew off and into this lake, and luckily he survived. And the only thing that was wrong was his eye got really bad, injured, he got really injured. His eye was scratched super bad. He's still paying for surgeries, still going through it. This happened so long ago. He has to constantly have surgeries, every year is what he says, to, kind of start to get his eyesight a little bit back and, make it normal. And you want to know what David Dobrik did? He lied about it all. Said that was part of the plan, that Jason knew that was going to happen, and so then afterwards Jason was like, hey guys, I literally did not know we were going to do that. He injured me. And when I brought it up to him about him, again, David Dobrik is like a millionaire. He's still currently, this happened years ago, he currently is like he had this video where he was like, I'm gonna either buy $100,000 watch or a $200,000 watch. Okay, so he's like throwing money into a freaking fireplace at this point. So he is so rich he can pay for these. And I think Jason said it was like $90,000 surgeries a year. And granted, after this, Jason can't get any, he's not doing as well off as he was, because he's having to crank out $90,000. And there are some of David Dobrik's fans that for some reason are not on his side. So it's hard for him to get into different projects and stuff. And he has his own podcast, which I need to start watching because I want to be a supporter of Jason. So, it's really hard for him to get into different projects because of his past and what happened with David Dobrik, and the fact that his eyesight isn't great. And he has to constantly have surgeries, so time off. Business-wise, he's not a great choice to, put on, to hire. Because, again, you have to have the surgery. So, basically, David Dobrik did nothing. He lied about it. And so, after Jason was like, yeah, guys, I didn't know about this. And he said he's not going to pay me anything, even though I didn't know what we were signing up for. David went online. He has a bigger platform. And was like, actually, y'all knew about everything. Y'all knew the plan, this and that. Started going off on Jason. Was like, y'all knew what was going to happen. And David Dobrik has not paid Jason Nash, I think is the last name, a cent. He has not paid him anything. And so now they're starting to make it legal, and they're trying to get lawyers, but lawyers are really expensive, and especially if it's hard for Jason to crank out $90,000, obviously, annually for a surgery. It'll be really hard to constantly have a lawyer, work on this case. So it's definitely a case of he said, she said kind of situation. So it's where's the proof that he didn't know what was going to happen? And also, is there any proof that supposedly what David is saying is true? So the fact that he has the audacity to come back on the internet is insane. But apparently, like, he keeps, like, doing these projects, but it's so clear that he doesn't care about the people around him or the projects he's doing. Like, he owns this, like, health and wellness, like, thing, and he also has this podcast, and he's talking about, like, he also runs his podcast with this other dude. I can't remember his name. Basically runs this podcast with this other guy, and he was talking about, like, yeah, I'm just gonna, like, demolish our podcast room for my, you know, health and wellness workout room. And it's like, okay, like, you don't, I'm like, okay, is that for you? Did y'all both decide that? Because it's kind of sounding like that was your decision and you're, you know, doing it, you know. And then they got some, like, creator award from Spotify. David Dobrik literally opened it himself. He didn't invite his podcast co-host to open it with him. He opened it himself. And I'm like, no, because it's clear he doesn't care about anyone around him, and he's throwing money at everything, and so it's a lot. And so that just recently happened. This one I didn't have on my list, but I'm gonna talk about it anyway. So when was the Oscars? I think I talked about this already. When was the Oscars? I truly don't remember. I feel like, no, it was Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday. So basically, the Oscars, I don't get this, but y'all, we keep getting influencers to be reporters, and then they'll say something that's, like, you know, controversial because they're influencers around celebrities, and then we're like, oh my gosh, who knew this would happen? And I'm like, guys, they're a literal TikToker. Their entire brand is saying something controversial. I don't know why we're still doing this, like, cat and mouse chasing. But so these two influencers were interviewing Megan Thee Stallion. And if you don't know, she was a victim of DV a couple years back. She actually got in the foot by a pew-pew. And luckily her ex-partner is now in prison, but she still went through that. And so it's clear to me that this person does not listen to Megan Thee Stallion, or else she would have never said this. But the way people are taking it is really crazy. So she said something like, every time, like, I want to fight someone, you know, like, I listen to your music. And Megan got really uncomfortable and was like, no, let's not do that. Because, again, you know, she has that history of being a victim of DV. I think my dog scratched on my door. That scared me. So it basically blew up, and people were like, oh, it was, you know, she was being racist, this and that. And I'm like, I don't think it was racism. I think it was personally, she has no clue what Megan Thee Stallion sings, and she was making a guess. Or maybe she got her mixed up with someone else. I always get her mixed up with, what's her face? She's another rapper. I don't listen to rap, so they're all kind of the same to me. So they're all kind of the same to me, okay? All rappers are, like, the same to me. So it's just like, you know, I don't think it was racism. I think it was just she's never really listened to Megan Thee Stallion, and she just made a comment that was not okay. And so, and again, I'm like, why do we keep having influencers who their literal job is to say something controversial and then do get ready with me's, and that's, like, their entire job? Go be, you know, reporters with big name celebrities, and then we act like it's, like, the most insane thing when, like, they say something controversial. I'm like, how about we just get regular journalists? Because, yeah, that would be great. So that happened. I feel like there was something else that happened that I'm just not seeing. Yeah. Anywho, now I'm going to talk about my life, because I like to yap. So, hi. Hey, I'm on live. What? I'm on live.
Oh.
No, get her out. Harper.
Come here, Harper. She just wants to say hi to your fandom.
Okay. I love you. Anyway, so my dog came in. I was like, no. She literally chewed my charger this morning. Like, the wires were almost chewed in half. So I had to get a completely new charger. And I was like, I was like, oh my gosh, that literally, and it was still plugged, my charger was still plugged up, and she yanked it out of the plug, and I'm like, girl, you literally could have killed yourself. I can't say that, dang it. You literally could have electrocuted yourself. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, my dog is crazy. Anywho, so this weekend I had fine arts, which was so fun. I can't wait to tell you guys about it. It was insane. So to get the rundown, basically fine arts is this organization where I did a dance. You can do like singing, acting. Some people did ASL solos. There's so many things that you could do. And they judge you based off of that, and then you move to, and you could get invited to nationals, which nationals is in Orlando, Florida. And yeah, and I got invited to nationals. So crazy. It's so exciting. I'm so excited. I am gonna get me a new costume because I didn't place in what is it, regionals? No, I didn't place in, but that was because my costume was out of dress code. I didn't know there was dress code. And my youth pastors didn't know either because I'm the first one to ever do dance. So I feel like I'm kind of a guinea pig right now. We had no clue. So that was the only reason I didn't place. But I ended up getting like 36 points out of 40. So I did really good. So I got invited to nationals, which is so crazy. And it's really exciting, so I get to keep working on my routine. I need to just keep, they gave me corrections. So literally what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through every judge and work on whatever correction they gave me. So if their correction was like, oh, you need to point your toes more, I'm going to keep working on my routine every single day. And the only thing I'm going to work on is pointing my toes. And I'm going to do that until it is second nature to me. So that's what I'm working on. Currently on spring break right now. I'm on spring break for 2 weeks until I go back the 24th. I had to look at my calendar. I go back to school the 24th. I'm loving spring break. It's awesome. And I'm also looking at my calendar. Literally, my sister's birthday is coming up and my friend's birthday is coming up, which I don't know what to get for one of my friends because I don't know. And so I do know what I'm getting for my sister, but yeah. And life has just been crazy because, like, so many things happened at Fine Arts. I want to do a video talking about it or live talking about it, but it's really hard because I found out the hard way. Some people in my church know about my channel. Hey guys, if you're watching. Hey. Like, some people found out about it, and I don't want to say stuff and they could figure out who said stuff because stuff was said. I personally was not hurt by what they said, but I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be friends with you anymore. That was rude. Cool. And it was just like unsensitive, or it was like stuff about sensitive topics. So I want to say what happened, but I don't want to, start stuff. So just some like drama happened, I guess, and it made it difficult, but it was a really cool experience to go because everyone there was like really great. All even some of the dancers, while I was waiting in the wing, like I was about, like before I was dancing, I was about having an anxiety attack. Well, no, I was having an anxiety attack. And my mom was trying to calm me down, and like literally there were two girls like standing right there, and they were like, oh, you're gonna do so good. And they're like complimenting my costume, and then after they saw me, they were like, oh my gosh, you were so great. So everyone there was like really nice, which was really great because they could have been like, fake, but yeah. Yeah. Tomorrow I have youth group, which I'm really excited about because I feel like I haven't been to youth group. Do you ever feel like you haven't been to church in like years and you're like, I just can't wait to go? That's how I feel right now. So, yeah. Okay, now let's talk about the books I'm currently reading because I love to talk about books. I'm still reading Caravel. I'm doing a book club, so it's taking me a lot longer. Usually I probably would have been done with this, but I'm doing a book club, so I read a chapter a day. This is so freaking amazing. This book, Julian is my baby. Also, just so many things happening. I'm like, I need the second book. I need it. I didn't know there was a second book when I got it, but I need it. I also just started today, the Headmaster's List. Super cool. love it. I've never heard of this author, but she has like a huge, hang on, like she has a long list of books that she's written. So I'm like, hey, no way. She wrote the Disney Descendants series. That's crazy. Yeah. I didn't know, like, who she is, but she's really good. I'm on chapter 6, and I started it today. I had a doctor's appointment, so I was like reading it while I was at the doctor waiting, which, gosh, doctors are so annoying. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna end it here because I really just kind of want to watch YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys at my next live stream, which will be Tuesday at 6 p.m. So I just heard something. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.